Hello crafters! Maureen here from madebymarzipan.com. Today I'm going to show you how you can create beautiful watercolor portraits, even if you don't feel like you're an artist. Here's how to do it.
This tutorial was sponsored by sakuraofamerica.com. First, you'll need watercolor paper. This paper is thick and slightly textured to better hold the paint. You can find it in the art supply section of most stores. You'll also need graphite paper. Sometimes you can find it with the fine art supplies, but you'll probably have better luck looking in the sewing section, as it's often used for pattern design. This variety pack of transfer paper was bought at Joann by the Quilting Notions. This type of graphite paper can be reused several times. For the color version of this portrait, I'll be adding accents with Sakura's Cray-Pas Junior Artist Oil Pastels. This is optional, but it adds a pop of contrast and texture. Finally, you'll need watercolor paints. I recommend Sakura's Koi tube watercolors because they allow you to control the intensity and consistency of the paint. Here's how to prep your portrait photo. First, you'll need to select a portrait photo and change it to black and white. I don't mean the grayscale of a typical black and white photograph. It must be reduced to only two shades, black and white. This option may be found under Posterize in photo editing programs, but I'll quickly show you how to do it in Microsoft Word. Open a blank document. Click the Insert menu and then select Picture from File. Open the desired photo. Right-click on the photo and select Format Picture. Choose Recolor, then select black and white. I found that headshots with side lighting seem to look best. Once your picture is printed, you'll need to trace it. Lay the watercolor paper down, then layer the graphite paper on top of it, face down. In other words, the darkest side of the graphite paper will be against the watercolor paper. Then lay your printed picture on top. Lightly tape them together with masking tape or washi tape to prevent shifting. Next, trace the black areas of the picture. You can use a pen, but I prefer a fine mechanical pencil since it's easier to see the areas you've traced. Press firmly to transfer the graphite to the watercolor paper. Carefully peel back the graphite paper to peek at your work. Make sure you haven't missed any areas before you untape the photo and graphite paper. Now you should have a perfect outline of your photo, so making this portrait will be as easy as filling in a coloring page. I'll be making a full color version and a monochromatic version. I've decided to add some accents to the full color version using Sakura's Cray-Pas Junior Artist Oil Pastels. Now it's time to paint. When using the tube watercolors, a little goes a long way. Fill in all of the areas that were black on your printed photo. I like to make a partial outline with a dark shade, then water down the paint to fill in the rest of the shape. After your paper is completely dry, you can go back and gently erase the graphite lines with the kneaded eraser. I happen to like the lines, so I'll leave mine alone. I also made a version of this photograph using only blue. Monochromatic paintings are fun to do with tube watercolors because it's so easy to adjust the intensity of the paint. So even though it's all one hue, the painting contains a variety of tones. Make a portrait of newlyweds for a wedding present, or a portrait of the kids for grandma. They won't believe you painted it yourself. This tutorial was sponsored by Sakuraofamerica.com. For hundreds more crafting tutorials, please visit my website, madebymarzipan.com.